I didn't expect it to go through. It went through. So I was like, that's tuna and rice for the next 2 weeks. But who needs to eat when you got a new EQ? You know what I'm saying? Oh, what's good, people? Today is one of those days. I'm excited. More gear, just more gear. I got two parcels. Both of the products are from Cranborne Audio. So the first products that I've got is a pair of Camden 500 pre's. Like, these are lunchbox size. I'm gonna go into more detail of these in a separate video, but I'm really excited to get these going because we got tons of simps here. And when I'm recording, I just need more ins. I need more good quality creamy pre's. So I've heard so much good things about these. I'm gonna try and get that sorted. And the next one's a big one. Excuse me for this one. This one here, I'm really excited by. Like, you can see the size of this box. This is huge. This is apparently the world's first harmonic EQ. The HE2 by Cranborne Audio. This here is going to be a game changer. Like, for years, I've wanted something that I can slap on my bus and I can really just accentuate the lows, the mids, the highs, make everything just sound, I don't want to be cliche, but you know, larger than life. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to take some dull sounding drums. And for me, it's not about just plugins, having that tactile feel where I can just tune these things in. But the great thing about this product as well is that you can control it via VST. So I'm super excited about all of these. So let's just open them up, get this all into the rack and see basically what they do. Here we are. Camden 500s. Let me get something to open this up. There's so much pre's that I could have chosen, but I chose these for a number of reasons. I met the owner actually at Gearfest UK, and when he was explaining how they actually worked and me actually getting to play with them there and then, I was really impressed. And they're one of these products that they're not super expensive. I think you can catch one of these for about £329, so roughly about $400 for the Americans, and they sound really, really, really good. Obviously the price sort of racks up if you buy a lunchbox chassis and so forth, but they also have something I think it's called the EC1 and the EC2, which is the pre's in rack format. But yeah, I'm really excited about these. Like, it'll be interesting to run the Rhodes through them because that's what I really love doing. It's like these pre's, I want something that really, how do you say it brings volume to the original instrument. It adds that character. And I know some people are like, oh, but why else would you use this? Because in the studio, there's only so much preamps that I have that have instrument ins in. So if you want the signal to be louder as well without having so much noise, you need a decent pre. And let me just take this out here. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but like, oh, there we go. You can see that high Z line in. I can plug my instruments straight into there. So bass, for bass duties, I love going through the Neve 1073, which we have over here. It'll be interesting to see what it's like going through this. And I had to get a pair because we've got like Juno 106, we've got XV5050, you know, all of these synths that are beautiful in stereo. So having a pair of these, I think, is just going to really change the game for us. Like, oh, this is perfect. Like, I don't know if you can hear those clicks, but this is dented. So that indentation just makes it so much easier for recalling. I think this goes up in like 5 dB steps, maybe. I'm not too sure, but we'll try that out later. But let's get these fit into the rack. Ooh, before we get into it, full transparency, I bought all of the equipment here. Shout out to Sam at Make Noise, like Make Noise Audio Pro. Listen, these guys, dope. A1 services, great. Carnaby now, I bought this, but I wasn't intending to buy it. So I bought the Camden 500s. I've heard the Carnaby 500. I was like, those are dope. Then when I saw the full rack version, I was like, cool. So it was late night, as you do. Went on KMR. I pressed buy. I didn't even check my bank account. I didn't expect it to go through. It went through. So I was like, that's tuna and rice for the next 2 weeks. But who needs to eat when you got a new EQ? You know what I'm saying? So let's open this up and let's get stuck in.
I was clearly too excited to get some new gear because number one, the lunchbox should have been off because I could have damaged the modules. Luckily, they're all good, but still.
So I just want to get a feel of the sound of the units, right? So this isn't a scientific test. I'm going to do a separate video which is going to go into more detail. But I just want to get the flavor of it. So I'm like, we're going to plug in the Rhodes. We're going to play something. There ain't going to be no fancy editing here. It's just play, see what comes out. You can see that it's both on high Z input because it's an instrument. And you can see I've got the left and right going into the units. It's both at 30 dBs of gain. Mojo's off. We're going to experiment with that in a bit. And let's just see what the unit actually sounds like. So the next key sample that you're going to hear, we're actually going to turn on the Mojo. We're going to keep it on thump, go straight extreme to max, and actually see what that sounds like. Like I said, this test is nowhere near scientific, but when we have a more focused video, we'll go into all of this in more detail. So this time we're going to try cream and we're going to go completely max on both channels and let's see what that sounds like. I wanted to make sure this test wasn't too scientific because I actually really wanted to get a proper feel of the brain, especially when you're playing instruments. Each sound that you dial in makes you play a bit differently. You can clearly hear that from the thump, which is more rich on the low end, and the cream, which has more of that overdriven sound compared to the straight normal flat. And I think this is something that's missed when we look at gear. It's like, how can each of these modes influence my playing even at the recording stage? This is also something to think about. a lot of the times when we're just doing these scientific tests, we miss the essence of how this can actually affect our musicianship of what we're creating. But don't worry, we're going to do a full video soon of when we're going to do a scientific test and yet again more detailed musician tests.
Now we're done with the Camden 500s. Let's get over to the Carnaby HE2.
Yeah, I can't front. I'm excited about this one. Let's open this up, because this is going to change the game. Like, for just general mixing and mastering, oh man. Listen, I've been waiting for something like this. I can't even open up the packaging. Boom. Woo! Woo! Woo-hoo! Look at the packaging, yeah? What we got here? Power kit. Oh, listen. Can more companies take note? The European and the British one. Thank you. I'm so tired of always getting the European ones and I'm using it in UK. It makes no sense. That's calm. But the main event. Let's get this open. Again, more plastic to mash up. I know you see it. I know you see it. Jeez, that's what I'm talking about. This is going to change the game. And one thing that I like that they've integrated, it looks like via Ethernet or USB, you connect it to your computer. I'm hoping I can connect this to my router, and that way any computer on the network can do this via VST. I don't know if that's possible yet, but we're going to find out. When I do a deep dive on this video, we'll try and go over all of that. But for now, we're just going to plug this in and just get like a real feel for the device. But this, yeah, it's something, man. So the Carnaby is in, but I made one big mistake. I've got no more XLR to TRSs, and the only TRSs I've got are the patch bay cables that are way too short. So I actually need to put an order in before trying this. So I'm just gonna have to make a dedicated video for this. But thanks for watching, guys, and I really want to hear how this sounds, but we'll see you in the next video.